They will put you out of the synagogues. 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 They will put you out of the synagogue. Yeah, they will. Hi. They will put you out of the synagogues. What, boy? You keep me company. Oh, Father, how I love you. Always have and always will. I trust in you, Father. I know that you know my heart. You know my true heart. You know my true intentions. You know that I don't mean to cause contention. You know that I don't come from a judgmental standpoint. All of these things, Father, you know my motivation. You know my heart. You know my intentions. And though I may come across what seems to be contentious on social media with the way that I type and the way that I express myself, you know that it's not truly from a judgmental standpoint. Yet I get accused of that. And Father, if it's unbeknownst to me and it is some kind of judgmental standpoint, point it out to me. Because I'm not above receiving it, as I did receive the word from Dimitri today. And I know that I was a little bit fired up against that spirit of rebellion. I don't really see myself as being fired up towards my brother that has been blinded and deceived. Because at any point that he said, "What do you mean?" Like, I would have taken the time to explain it to him, but he's just like going to preconditioned scriptures that, you know, it's like, bruh, like you're one of those with the spirit of rebellion. Like, you got a rebellious spirit about you, bro. And so, like, me pointing that out is not judging. That's letting him know, or that's just calling that spirit out. You know, that's not being, that I didn't condemn the brother. See, that's what people are not understanding. To call something what it is, which what he said was blasphemous. And what I said was 100% truth. You know, I did not judge the brother. What I said was the truth. Like, what you said against the Messiah and what you saying about the Creator is blasphemous, bro. That's not judging. That is not judging. That's speaking the absolute truth. Now, if I had said, you're going to burn in a lake of fire, you're going to be condemned for eternity, that would be judging. Isn't that correct, Father? Like, I feel like I did not judge the brother. You know, I said that he was blaspheming. You know, in the way that I typed it out there, I could see how, you know, people can take it as self-righteousness, but it wasn't intended as in self-righteousness, and that was not what was in my heart or what was in my mind at the time when I typed that. It's never in my mind. I know I'm not self-righteous. I talk about my own issues, my own hang-ups. Like, I wouldn't put these things out there if I thought that I was self-righteous. If I thought I was self-righteous, I wouldn't put videos like this out about myself. You know, like exposing things about myself. My hang-ups, my struggles. Like, I wouldn't put those kind of videos out there if I was self-righteous. Or if I had a self-righteous spirit. I know you don't need me to defend you, Father. It just happens, though. Like, I hate the lies against you. I hate the lies against the Messiah. I hate this deception. I don't hate my brothers that are rebellious because I understand that they are under a spell. They have had their conscience seared with a hot iron, you know, and I feel for them. But at the same time, yes, I call that spirit out. Hell, to cook it wrong, I feel like I received the word. He said, everything he said I already knew, you know, that we must come in love. And I guess the way I came about, the way I came across wasn't really in love, I guess. I mean, it is because I wouldn't have said anything if I didn't care about the brother. You know, like I would have just kept my words to myself if I didn't love him. You know, I said what I said because, like, the dude needs to understand you under a deception, bro. Like you say you love the Father, you say you love the Messiah, yet you blaspheming against their name. That ain't true love. And I love you enough to say something about it. You know? Like, it's not from a judgmental standpoint as if I ain't never partook of the animal flesh. Man, I still feel bad to this day. I still, like, you know, that it's still there in the back of my mind how I used to partake of animal flesh with no thought of the misery of the creature that lost his life. You know, it's always there. It's never from a judgmental standpoint in how I speak to people. I get misjudged so much because of my personality and how I come off. This is the way the Father made me, you know. I don't cut corners. I'm not a sugarcoater, you know. And it's exactly how I want it too. So it's not like I'm doing it to others and I can't receive it, you know. Hell. This is exactly the way I want it. Cut and dry. Don't sugarcoat it to me. Give it to me point blank. You know? Point out my error. Show me how I'm in error. You know? I'm not afraid to listen to opposing viewpoints of something that I have accepted as truth. You know? Except for I don't go backwards. I don't go backwards. Like now that I know that the earth ain't what we've been told, I'm not going to sit here and listen to a freaking video about somebody trying to say that the earth is a globe, because that's a waste of my time, bro. I've already been awakened from that deception, so why would I go backward? Now, if there is something that I hadn't heard before, and it's opposing, something that I had accepted as true, I will give ear. Because how else will I grow? How else can I grow unless I hear opposing viewpoints to something that I had accepted as true? And I don't know everything. I ain't got all the wisdom of the Father. He's imparted a lot to me, but I ain't got it all. Hell, I still got my hang-ups. I still got my struggles. Oh, man. Being misjudged sucks, bro. It sucks so bad. And already, I felt like, Elder don't really talk to me much, and there's been a couple of times that he misjudged me because of, the way I come across on social media, but you can't see my true heart, just because I'm very bold in how I go about saying things and very, I wouldn't say harsh, I'd just say outspoken and bold and blatant and straight to the point. That's just who I am. That is my personality. I don't know any other way to be, I feel like I've gotten a lot better, but I know I still got a long way to go. I still got a lot to progress in, But I definitely wasn't coming from a self-righteous or judgmental standpoint with that brother. Calling out that spirit of rebellion is not the same thing as judging a brother that is bound by that spirit. And I see the same spirits that were in the earth back in the days of the Messiah, back in the days of the prophets, are the same spirits that's inoperable today, bruh. The spirits of the prophets is back in the earth. The spirit of truth, the spirit of the Messiah is back in the earth. And along with the spirits of righteousness, the spirits of contention, the spirits of rebellion, the spirits of perverseness, and all of these things are upon the earth. It is not judging somebody to call this spirit out when you see it upon somebody. When they're in the chat, sitting there being rebellious by way of that spirit that's controlling them. And that was the righteous indignation that rose up within me that was mistaken for judgment. It was mistaken for judgment against my brother. It was mistaken for self-righteousness. Bruh, how could I be self-righteous when I put out all these videos admitting my flaws and all of my hang-ups, all of my struggles? I'm not hiding my hands. I'm not acting holier than thou. These are things that be on my mind, bro. I love Elder. I really do. I could see how he could take my comments the way that he took them. But that's why I texted him to let him know that, I was not coming from a judgmental standpoint or a self-righteous standpoint. I do not despise the goodness of the Father. I don't have that type of spirit about me. I do love my neighbor as I do myself. I do love all my brothers and my sisters. And though I may come across bold and outspoken and no sugarcoating, it doesn't mean that I lack love, or I lack compassion, or I lack mercy, or I lack empathy. You know, that it doesn't mean that. You know, it's like, please don't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. Because it could very well be that person is calling out the spirit. You know, and that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I was doing. Not saying that, you know, everything I did was in the right, you know, because I should be more mindful of how chat can come across in social media. You know, but this is my natural personality, bro. This is who I am. You know, but in all honesty, I did not come at that brother as from a self-righteous standpoint. You know, not at any time was I looking down upon him, you know, as if I'm better than him. No. And no, that didn't even enter into my mind. What was on my mind and in my spirit and in my heart in that moment of time is righteous indignation against the spirit of rebellion. Okay? And that's the 100% honest truth. And I honestly I don't know any other way to put it, you know? Like, the Father's name has been blasphemed. The Messiah's name has been blasphemed for freaking centuries. And, you know, it does bother me, it gets to me. The spirit of truth is upon earth. You know, it's time for the truth to prevail. It's time for the light to shine forth. No longer are we tiptoeing around on eggshells. No longer is it that time is over for that, bruh. Now it's time for the truth to shine bright. And I feel like I got misjudged on that, but I still receive the word of Elder. I love Elder, you know. You know, I feel bad that he took it that way. I even apologize even though I knew that I didn't come across in a self-righteous manner. I still apologize because it's Elder's video, is his platform, and I choose to respect him. I respect him and his feelings and his thought process and how he wants to deal with those that are on his channel. You know, so I respect that. And so I apologize for seeming to come off contentious and for seeming to come off in a judgmental manner. I didn't apologize for being contentious and or coming across judgmental. It was literally for seeming that way. And I'm not high and mighty to where I can't apologize when I'm wrong, you know. I should have been more mindful of how my chat can come across. And I even apologized to the brother for seeming to attack him because he felt attacked. Even though I know that I was not attacking him. I was attacking that spirit that's controlling him. That rebellious spirit that's controlling him. That's exactly what I attacked. I went right for the throat of that spirit. But I still yet apologize to the brother because he felt attacked. You know, and I'm not above apologizing to my brothers when they feel like they were done wrong by me. You know, I am humble enough to accept the things that Elder said, and I'm humble enough to, you know, apologize publicly as well as text him privately about my thoughts on the matter and how I felt about it and how it wasn't in a self-righteous manner or a judgmental manner. Not one time did I judge the brother, okay? I think people are mistaking what judgment is, because at no time did I say that you going to hell. At no time did I say you going to be damned to condemnation. Eternal condemnation is your destiny. That's judging people, okay? Calling people a devil, alright? That's judging somebody. I never once called him a devil. I never once attacked him. I attacked the spirit that was controlling him. There is a difference. There's a difference. Okay, so I just felt like I needed to say that. People misjudged me all my life, man. Because of my personality and how I come across. You know? I don't mean to be as bold as I am, you know, but that's how the Father created me. And I'm using it for His glory, you know. I show love for real. I do. My friends in real life can attest to this. My family, even though they shun me, they know in their hearts that I love them because I do everything in my power to let them know I love them regardless of how they're living their lives, regardless of how they ignore me and reject the things that the Father has put within me. You know? Bruh. The life of the chosen ones is really no joke, bro. This is not easy, okay? You gotta, and I'm not, how do I say this? I'm trying to say this without sounding prideful, okay? But you gotta be a strong person. You gotta be hella freaking strong to go through the things that I've been through in my life, okay? And still be here. Still oh my gosh, bro. Do you have any idea how long I've been mistaken? How people constantly misjudge me? I am constantly misjudged, bro. People constantly misjudge me on a continuous basis. Ridiculed and misjudged. Deleted. Blocked. Ignored. Mistreated. All of these things, bro. Walking alone. Literally having no one to lean upon. Because you've been deserted by everybody, including your family. Your friends. Your friends don't even understand you. You don't fit in anywhere. Because you have been set apart and chosen by the Father. And I have literally been walking through the fire of adversity my entire life. I'm still facing adversity, bruh. This is the longest I've been without income for a bit now. I have no idea how I'm gonna sustain myself now. You know, I literally have no clue. I know that they'll eventually have some shifts again. You know, but as of right now, there's nothing. And so I have no income and I'm facing that, yet I have a peace about me, an inner peace that the Father has given me. You know, I would never jeopardize. Already I'm dependent upon the Father. I'm already dependent upon Him to take care of my needs. You think that I'm going to jeopardize that by coming across self-righteously to a brother? Like, and judgmental, like, bruh, no. But the Father has put in me, I don't even know how to explain it, okay? I have been called to rise up against the lies. I have been called to rise up against the spirit of rebellion. I have been called to rise up against this beast system. Okay? That is my purpose. I'm just now walking into my purpose, and I'm doing things by the leading of the Spirit without pay right now. But I know it's my calling. I know it's what He's telling me to do. And though I can't physically see payment for these things yet, though I can't physically see how I'm going to be able to make it, the Father has placed within me a peace. Okay? For once in my life, I'm at peace, even though I have zero income. The first is coming, bruh. I have no idea what they're going to charge me for my rent yet. I have no idea how the Father is going to work all of this out for my good, because I have been obedient to Him. People, understand what I'm saying. I have not done anything against the Spirit. I have not broken my word to Him. I have been obedient in the things that He's told me, in the things that He spoke to my spirit. I have not went backwards, people. I have not went backwards. I have been steady progressing. Okay? The only thing that seems to have went backwards right now is the physical finances. Alright? It's like, I don't even know how to explain this, okay? It went from being abundance to it being taken away. But at the same time that stream of income was taken away, for however long it's taken away for, the Father has enriched me with all this word, with several audios. I just counted today, and it was literally 18 from the dates of 3/25 all the way to today's date. There is 18 audios. 18 audios. Today is the 14th. It is April 14th of 2022. It is a full-time job that He's given me. So though those commits were dried up and there's none there, on the other hand, He has flooded me with all of these things that I actually need time to be able to create the videos for. So it's like He freed up my time, but yet I have no income. But He told me to be still and do what He told me to do. Shall I disobey what He's telling me, what He put in my spirit my whole life, the things that I felt within me my whole life, how I fought against this beast system, how I knew I was not a part of this world, how I knew I was not supposed to be doing the same things, being on this hamster wheel, working some regular job. Like, I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody else. I'm just saying that the Father has placed within me a higher calling. I have a purpose upon this earth. Everybody has a purpose upon this earth, but not everybody wakes up to that purpose, okay? There are many that are called, but few that are chosen. His sheep hear His voice, and they follow, okay? I have chosen to follow Him accordingly. I have chosen to give heed to the Spirit that was within me my whole entire life. I don't know how it's going to pay off, bro. I have no idea how it's going to pay off. And many people is going to look down upon me like I'm ignorant, like I'm lazy, like I'm just making excuses. But the Father is going to be glorified in this. Whatever He chooses to do with my life, He's going to be glorified in it. I have yielded my life. I have yielded my entire life to the truth of the Most High. And that's all I care about. That's all I care about. That's all that's on my mind constantly. So I'm sorry that I don't fit in your boxes. I'm sorry that I'm not like everybody else that feels like I must work a job in order to make it. The Father says, seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and His righteousness, and all of these things will be added unto you. He gave us examples about the birds and the animals, how they don't wonder about how they're going to eat and how they're going to be clothed and all of these things. Why would He say that to us if it didn't matter? I don't know how I don't know what He's gonna do with me. I don't know what all my whole purpose is. He's just now revealing glimpses and bits and pieces to me. I am just now walking into my purpose. Part of my purpose. I'm just now walking into it. And I'm being obedient to the leading of the Spirit to the best of my ability. I'm going to keep it 100% real. My computer, this is an old computer, okay? I got this computer in 2016, alright? 2016 I got this computer. And the thing's been tripping, you know? It's slow as heck. Hell, even if I wanted to get on that virtual world that I put out many videos about, Second Life, you know, I wouldn't be able to. This computer would not be able to handle it. It freezes on Facebook. It freezes on YouTube. It freezes just out of the blue. Freaking my Windows Explorer freezes. My notepads freeze. Okay? Stupid things like that that never used to freeze on a computer. It freezes on mine. But yet I'm still working and doing what I can to get these messages out as quickly as I can. On a slow computer. The Father already knows my needs. He already knows my heart. He knows my desires. The Father knows me better than I know my own self. He has taught me to love myself. He's taught me about myself. I know that I'm hearing from Him. I know that I ain't crazy, but I know that I seem crazy to the average person. You know, I know I seem crazy to average people, that I'm not frantically out here trying to take a bus and go job hunting. You know, try to be a part of this system so I can make some income, so I can pay rent and be on this cycle. And just forget all about all of this word that the Father put in me to put out for the people to break these shackles and these chains off of their minds. Oh, I'm just supposed to put all of that on hold, right? I don't think so. I think the Father, I think it's correct in my spirit to do what He's given me. And to lean on Him and trust Him that He is going to come through for me. I honestly feel like if I put off all of this that He's given me, and I go out there to try to get some monetary gain, to try to support myself, despite what He's put in my spirit my whole life, despite what I know deep down within me, it would be like spitting in His face. It would be like I absolutely have no faith in His word that He put within me. Like I have absolutely no faith in the Spirit of truth that has been leading me, that I have been listening to. So, bro, these are just things that be on my heart and mind, okay? 2 days. I usually get paid on the 16th and on the 1st. And for the first time, I'll have to look and see exactly how long it's been. It's been about maybe 4 or 5 months or a little bit more. I need to go look and see. But all of a sudden I have zero income now for the 16th and for the 1st. So, but I have all this free time to do this work that the Father's put in me. I'm not saying that I expect people to pay me for the things that I put out. I never once said that. The Father said that He would take care of me. I never once even put my cash app or any of that on any of my videos. On my channel, nowhere. It's nowhere on there. I never once asked anybody for anything. By the leading of the Spirit, the Father leads me to open up about my life and the things that I'm going through. My experiences, my hang-ups, my struggles. My entire channel is about my life and my progress with the Spirit of truth. My walk on this narrow path with the Most High, my power. It is about my life. So I am going to include these aspects that are significant about my life. It's significant that I have no income out the blue all of a sudden. And that all of a sudden I have all this word. 18 audios from freaking March 25th all the way to April 14th. Bruh, how is that? How is it that I didn't put out 26 videos within 2 weeks already? And I got 18 more from the 25th of March? This is definitely by way of the Spirit. This is not in and of myself. You know that scripture that says you don't work, you don't eat? Do you really believe that that scripture is talking about being a peon and being a slave to this system? Nah, bruh. He says, seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and His righteousness. First. Seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and His righteousness. Apply it to your life. Literally live your life by the eternal law and be directed by the Spirit of truth. When you do that, you will begin to walk in your purpose. You will begin to do the work of the kingdom. And He said He will supply all your needs. He said all these things will be added unto you. Now people are taking that scripture and twisting it like you gotta be a part of this satanic beast system in order to freaking support yourself. Although I was a part of this beast system, I never had peace. I was always in turmoil because everything within me screamed against it. I hated it. Every aspect about it. I hated it. Working all of that and I'm still poor. Living from paycheck to paycheck. Having everybody in my pocket. Basically working to just sustain myself. Barely having anything that I wanted. It's all... Bruh. Straight slavery, okay? The Father did not create us to be slaves upon this earth. To the 1%, okay? The type of work that He has me doing gives me joy. It gives me peace. It's all these fruits of the Spirit within me. No longer am I in turmoil. No longer am I worrying with myself like I'm feeling like something is wrong. For the first time in my life, I feel like my steps are literally being ordained. And though I can't see in the natural, how this is all going to play out as far as my finances, I have this inner peace that the Father has given me. And that's all. I don't know how else to put it. I have no idea what all the plans He has for my life, you know. But I know one thing, I'm nowhere near what I used to be. Nowhere near it. You know? Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. Anybody come to my place, they can completely see the turnaround. They can completely see the change. They can completely see the change just by looking at me. I am no longer the same person. On this particular video, the Father just put in my spirit to show some old pictures of myself, okay? He just put in my spirit to show some old pictures of myself and put an updated picture, alright? I don't put many pictures, many physical pictures of myself out there. Because I never been that type of person that I never been superficial, okay, for one. I never cared about physicalities. And physicalities has caused me a lot of turmoil my whole entire life, okay? It's like, I actually strayed away from I didn't want to put up a physical picture because of the simple fact that my whole life, people try to put me in a box and stigmatize me based on my outward appearance. People base their whole view of me upon my outer package, as if who I am don't matter other than my outward package. Like as if my physical shell is everything. As if my physical shell sums me up in a nutshell. But I've always been the complete opposite of my physical shell. I never fit my physical shell. So it has caused me turmoil. That is why I haven't put physical pictures of myself. Why would I do that when it's always caused me turmoil? But the Father had put in my spirit just a minute ago to go ahead and show some old pictures of me and then go ahead and put, a couple of new ones. A couple of updated ones so you can see this progress, alright? I am a work in progress. But it's very evidently crystal clear that I have been following and being led by the Spirit of truth, by the Good Shepherd. It cannot be denied. My demonstration cannot be denied. You can deny and reject my words all you want, but my life is producing fruit that cannot be denied. So with that being said, I will go ahead and put some pictures that's going to blow your minds of what I looked like in 2012. This was my biggest. I had gotten to my biggest point. I was literally down there 400 pounds. At like 5'4", okay? I was very miserable. Very miserable. My diet was horrible. I didn't even think about the things that I was eating. It all comes to mind now. But back then I paid no mind. I drank soda. It was a gradual process, people. The Father literally started working with me in 2016. Before I ever even heard from Him in 2017. Okay? The Spirit of truth was in the earth in 2016 because I started feeling the tugging by the Father. But I wasn't hearing Him. You want to know why I wasn't hearing Him? Even though I was feeling the tugging to come off of SL? You want to know why I wasn't hearing Him? Because I was constantly surrounded by people in the virtual life. I was constantly surrounded by women. I was constantly engaged in sexual activity. I was blocking out the spirit, even though I felt it all within me, in my spirit, telling me that this ain't my purpose. I ain't supposed to be on here no more. I could feel it. I could physically feel the tugging to come off of there. And he was giving me all kinds of signs that my time on there was up. That it was time to come off of there. That it was time to release all of these things that I've held in for so long. Bring all of these skeletons out the closet. Put it all out there because somebody needs to hear it. I did not start hearing from the Spirit until I got alone in my studies. As I started studying and going back in 2016 and starting to read the Torah and thinking about the things as I was reading, absorbing the things that I was reading, learning about the true Almighty Father. Things in my spirit as I read them that didn't resonate, like how can a loving father do this? These were questions that will pop up in my mind and I will ponder on it. In 2017 is when I first heard his voice speak to my spirit. I had been alone for a little while there. And I had been studying and seeking, coming up off of SL, not being on there as much as I was. And in my set apart time as I studied, the Father would speak to my spirit. And he began to commune with me, and I began to get to know the true Almighty power. You don't know the true Almighty power when you're leaning on the God that you've been taught to believe in, okay? Because the God you've been taught to believe in, and I've said this many times, the God you've been taught to believe in is not the Almighty power. That's the imitation God. That's the one that said he would set himself up like the Most High. And the only way that you're going to hear the true Almighty power is to be alone. And even when he started communicating to my spirit, I put these videos out for a reason, okay? In 2017, even after I'd been in communication with the Father, I was still engaging in sexual activity. Still, I was breaking out the scripture with these women that I was with. 2017, 2018, 2019, Bruh, that's 4 years. About 4 years, okay? 4 years, at least 4 or 5 years, it took me to literally come all the way up off of SL and to quit all sexual immorality. It was a battle, people. It is not instantaneous. It's a freaking spiritual battle. I didn't like the feeling of the Spirit departing from me. I believe it was like 2020, because I had pretty much came off of there. I had started coming off of there more and more by 2019. Hell, by September 11th of 2019, I wasn't even consuming animals' flesh no more. But I was still having sex. Okay? On rare occasions. But still, yet, I was still engaging in it. And it was because of the lonely birds. You know, especially in 2020. You know, in 2019 and 2020. But in 2020, it literally got to the point to where I ain't had nobody. It was like 2019 and 2020. I went from, in 2017, I had a lot of women, people. 2016, 2017, I had several girlfriends. I had several ones that I could, get with at any time, hit them up and be able to chill with them, Even the Gentile that had been in my life around 2019, 2020, even she was scarce. Even she rarely came around, and when she did, the only time she did is when I got to the only time she came around was when the lonely birds got so bad to where I literally crawled back on SL looking for my old flames. And now all of a sudden she wants to come on there. This is how it happened. And I was mean to her. I admit, and we talked last night. She told me, some of the things that I would say to her and how I would treat her, and I was just horrified at some of the things that I said, because I didn't even remember. Hell, even back then I was wasted most of the time. I was still drinking hard liquor. I was still drinking beer and drinking whole bottles of wine, smoking buku weed. Now, I don't see anything wrong with cannabis, other than I know that we're supposed to stay away from the smokes of Satan, but I still participate in that, but not like I used to. I used to say, I used to get trashed a lot, okay? Even after I started studying the scripture and communing with the Father. This is not an instantaneous process. Now I rarely drink. I quit all sexual immorality. I rarely drink. I don't drink strong liquor. And I still got 99 something in the freezer that I have yet to touch since I made freaking punch for Cammy's party that she threw for New Year's in 2021. She was throwing a party. And that night is the night that I think I had gotten that liquor for that. That's the last time I had liquor. Okay? I no longer have a desire to drink strong drink. Every now and then I have a desire to get a little bit of wine with my meal, But my point is, people, is that we can't beat ourselves up, because we need to understand that this is a process. It's literally a narrow path. It's not instantaneous. When you choose to follow after the leading of the Spirit of truth, you literally have to go through all these changes, okay? And it's not instantaneous. I've been through the fire my whole entire life, and He is still refining me. Fine gold is tried in the fire. Now, I know that He has His hand on my life. I know He's not going to let me fall flat on my face while I'm putting all my trust and faith in Him. With that being said, man, I ain't got nothing else to say. I honestly ain't got nothing else to say. I'm all talked out.